If you are ready to start using a brand name that actually reflects what you do, you need to get your DBA sorted. Now, you can definitely go the manual route, filing the paperwork yourself to keep costs low while you are starting out. Or if you are looking to scale fast and you want to avoid the admin headache, you can use a professional service to handle the registration for you. I'm breaking down the pros and cons of both today, giving you exactly what you need to do to get your business DBA in Florida up and running. Quick heads up, I've put affiliate links in the description for everything we're covering. If you do use them, I earn a commission at no extra cost to you, which does help support the channel. All right, so what is a DBA? So a DBA stands for doing business as. Sometimes it's called a trade name or a fictitious business name. It allows a business to operate under a name that is different from its legal name or the name of its owners. Let's say my friend John Doe wants to start a coffee shop called Cool Beans Cafe instead of using his personal name. That means he could register a DBA so that business could legally have that name. So it would be John Doe doing business as Cool Beans Cafe. But DBAs have another purpose as well. They let businesses operate under a name that helps their customers better understand what's being offered by the business. Now, this doesn't just work in the case of using a name different from your own. Let's pretend that John starts an LLC as Cool Beans Cafe. Well, in that case, he wouldn't need to get a DBA as long as he operates his business as Cool Beans Cafe LLC. Now, maybe after a while, John decides to add a restaurant to his coffee shop. He could still keep his business name the same and just offer new products. Or he could adopt and brand a new name. Instead of starting a second LLC, he could use a DBA to name his shop to reflect the addition of the new inventory while still being able to use his existing business structure. Now, DBAs are solely used for naming purposes only. They don't give their owners any legal protection, and a DBA isn't a business entity. And if you need help with starting your own business entity, we do offer a ton of videos to help you with just that. So be sure to check those out as well. Now, how do you start one yourself? So the first step to register your DBA in Florida is to make sure the business name you want is available. You can use state records to check out any existing fictitious names through sunbiz.org. A trip to the Federal Trademark and Patent Office wouldn't hurt either, or a Google search would work too. Now, the only restrictions Florida has when it comes to picking out a name is that the name shouldn't claim to be a business structure. It isn't. And you can't use any words that a financial institution would use, like bank, credit union, or trust company, for example. Now, once you have your business name picked out, you first need to publish a legal notice with your intent to file the DBA. It only needs to be circulated one time in the county where you plan to run your business. And once that's done, you can start your registration paperwork. Now, in Florida, DBAs are filed at the state level. You can complete your application online through sunbiz.org, or you can mail in a paper copy to the Secretary of State. Now, some of the questions that you'll see on the application include the DBA name you've chosen, the name of the owner requesting the DBA, and their address, and the county that you're going to run your business out of. DBAs in Florida run $50 to have a certified copy of your fictitious trade name registration, or your DBA is $30, while a certificate of status runs an additional $10. Now, when it does come to your first renewal, the DBA will expire on December 31st of the 5th year. So, for example, if John registers his DBA on January 18th, 2024, he would need to get his renewal in by December 31st, 2028. Now, if doing all this on your own sounds like a headache, there is one more option. Personally, I have so much to do in a given day, and professionally and personally, and I would much rather spend that time doing something else, which is why I chose a formation service like LegalZoom to go through this process for me. Now, on a personal note, I see LegalZoom as one of the best business formation services out there, especially for beginners, because they take care of all of the legwork for you. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other great services that I have used, like Zen Business, Swift Filings, and Taylor Brands. If you want to check out what we're covering today, we have affiliate links in the description. Using these earns us a commission at no extra cost to you, which really helps support the channel. Now, before we get further along, let me tell you more about LegalZoom. Their company began with a mission to make legal help accessible to everyone, starting their businesses with 10 online services running from estate planning to business formation. They now offer personalized legal advice and simple income and expense tracking. Now, they offer business owners a one-stop shop for LLCs, corporations, nonprofits, DBAs, and you don't have to be a business owner to benefit from their services. They can even help with personal services like estate planning, deed transfers, and power of attorneys. Now, that being said, let's go through the process of registering a DBA with LegalZoom. The whole application is only a few steps and takes about 5 minutes from start to finish. Now, the first step is to select the state and county that you're registering in and what business entity you follow, like sole proprietorship, LLC, C Corp. You get the idea. Now, on the next page, you're going to enter the business name that you've picked out, and then you'll go through the drop-down menu of different industries. Choose what best sounds like your business. If really none of them fit, there is another option where you type in your own. Now, on the next screen, LegalZoom will offer to get an EIN or employer identification number for you and take care of getting any business licenses and permits you might need depending on your business structure and what you do in your business. And that may be a good idea, so it's definitely worth considering. But of course, there is no obligation to take those services. Now, from there, you're going to see 2 plans LegalZoom offers to get the job of filing your DBA done. There is their standard plan that gets your DBA filed, so it does the trick. And then there is a premium option that also includes unlimited 30-minute consultations from a business attorney that you get to choose from their platform that specializes in business law, and 10% off any additional LegalZoom products. Now, once you pick your plan, you'll get 2 offers for business checking accounts, one from Novo and the other from Bank of America. So again, there is no obligation to take those offers, but they are there if you want to check them out. Finally, in the last step, you're going to go through checkout and the application will make its way for processing. How long processing takes will depend on how quickly your state makes their way through all of the applications. But you see, look, at the heart of it, the process doesn't have to be lengthy. It can be quick and efficient, leaving you more time to take care of the other 100 things on your list. So, just as a quick recap here today, we went over both ways to register a DBA in Florida. The do-it-yourself route, where you take care of it all yourself, or you have LegalZoom do everything for you. At the end of the day, LegalZoom is a great option for registering your DBA. The process is fast and user-friendly, and they can help you with just about every aspect of your business, like setting up an LLC, corporation, or a nonprofit too. And they can work with you after forming your business so you can be sure your company is meeting all its requirements. They truly offer a valuable one-stop shopping experience that does offer you more support and guidance in starting your business than you would getting it on your own. And as a small business owner, that support is priceless. And that's going to be it for today. I really hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And don't forget, you can find the affiliate links for what we covered right below this video. And if you do use them, we earn a commission at no extra cost to you, which helps support the channel. And if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. Also, I love hearing from you guys. What are your thoughts on LegalZoom, or do you have a question I didn't cover in the video? If you do, please drop it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and answer them as quickly as I can. Finally, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.